Good morning, all of you. We have started the chapter overpopulation. We have discussed about the overpopulation, what are the causes of overpopulation. Now we'll see the impact of overpopulation. In the limited area, in the limited area, vast number of people were living. Naturally, it will affect on the natural resources. One by one, we will see what are the impact of the overpopulation. The first one is a depletion of natural resources. The natural resources, whatever the natural resources are there, when the population increases, naturally they will be affected. You take example, for the making of the houses, hospitals and industries, the forest is cleared. It is because the land is limited and the population is increasing day by day, and because of this overpopulation, this forest is cleared. Not only we have cut down the trees, but also when the forest is cleared, the ecosystem of the forest is also destroyed. So the first one is all the natural resources. Not only that, when the overpopulation is there, the river water was used, the water is polluted, the air is polluted. So this is how the natural resources was totally disturbed, or depletion was there because of overpopulation. The second one is environmental hazards. When the population is high in that region, if you take example of a metropolitan cities like Mumbai, Delhi, the air population, you all know about the air population of these cities. Because of the overpopulation, vehicles are there, the industries are there. Because of this vehicles and industries, the air pollution, water pollution, and the land pollution is occurs because of the waste. So this was the environmental hazards occurs when the population is high in the particular area. The third one is unemployment and poverty. Unemployment means the reason the reason having a limited resources, and because of the limited resources, the employment is also less, the job is less, the less people will get job and the more people will not having any employment. Because of this, the poverty will be there. When the overpopulation is there in the region, the unemployment will be there, less job will be not there, and when the job is not there, the people will be poor. So the third effect of the overpopulation is unemployment and poverty. The third one is a health and sanitation. The more people when living in the particular area, the air pollution will be there, the waste will be generated more, and when the waste is dumped in the land pollution will be there, the soil pollution will be there. Also, the water will be also, all the waste material will be discharged in the water, so the water pollution is there. The in the reason when the air pollution, water pollution, and the land pollution was there, naturally the health will be affected. The third last one is an imbalance in the trade. Because of the more population, the things natural resources are limited. So the things we have to import from the other countries. We have to buy from the other countries. That is only known as an import. So we have to import more things, and we will having a less things to export. So when more thing will be imported and less thing is there to export, the balance between trade will be disturbed. So we export. So that is the third point, last point for the impact of the overpopulation. Now, the overpopulation causes, the depletion of natural resources, employment, environmental hazards, unemployment and poverty, health and sanitation problem, and the imbalance in the trade. Now, next topic we'll see, that is the underpopulation. It is just opposite of overpopulation, underpopulation. In the particular region, when the less number of people were living, that is known as a underpopulation. Many countries are there. If you take example of Africa, South America, Australia, these continent are facing of the less population. When the population is less, the less number of people will be there to work on their natural resources, in their industries, in their farms, in the agriculture. The people will be less for the work, and because of this less population, what will happen? The economical development of these people will be affected. So that is a underpopulation. Now, what is causes of less population or the underpopulation? The first one is a fertility rate. Now these days, day by day, the living standard of a people is very high, and because of very high living standard, the more money is required, and because the money is more required, the people will prefer to have a very small family so that they can afford the expenses. So the fertility rate is reducing these days. The people are preferring for the small family, and that is the first reason for the less population. The second one is a immigration. This immigration means the moving from people from one place to another place, or from one country to other country. You take example in our country, the people from the village, they move to town, then they move to the big city, then the bigger city. So this is known as a immigration. When the people leave that place and they go to the other place and settle permanently, and that reason, the migration, the people where they reach is migration, but the reason which they leave, that is immigration. So because of the immigration, the population is also less. There's a two factor for the immigration: pull factor and push factor. The pull factor is the factor, like I had given example, people move from village to city in the search of good education, better medical facilities, the road and railway, better transport system, better conditions of life. All these are the pull factor. The people are attracted to these things, and they leave these places and they move towards the region which having all this attraction. So that is a pull factor. The second one is a push factor. Push factor means, like in any place the war is there, or in the feminine is there, the people start leaving that place and they started to shifting to other place. So this is a push factor. The push factor means the people are forced to leave that place. So this was the reason for the underpopulation. The third one is the diseases. Many diseases are there in the world, which because of that the death rate was increases, and that causes in the less population. Like the HIV, the AIDS, and recently the COVID-19. All these are the cases because of many people die, and because of that the population is less. The last one is a feminine. Feminine, many places when the agriculture product is less, or any disease are spread very rapidly, because of that the many people dies. That is known as a feminine, and because of that the population is affected. Now, what is the problem of less population? Less population, the main problem is the resources will be there. The resources are abundant, and that reason the people are very less to work in this reason. The first one is the problem of the underpopulation is uneven distribution of people. Many places where the more people will live, and the many places will be there where the very less number of people is there. So this distribution of people will be not even everywhere. The second one is a remoteness. The people will live in the very remote area. They does not have any contact with the other people because of the less population. So somewhere in the mountains, somewhere in the forest they live. So they are not well connected with the other people. The third one is the slow growth of industries. The economical growth will be affected. The industries needs more and more people to work. But when the less population is there, the people will be not there to work in the industry, and because of that, the economical development of a region will be less. And the last was a underhabitation, utilization of resources. Resources will be there, but it will be not used properly. Like you take example of a forest resource, when the less number of people will there, this forest is not used very properly, because the people were less, they need a less resources, so the natural resources will be not properly utilized. So these are the problem of underpopulation. Now next topic we'll see in the next session. Thank you.